Thanks for staying with us on Across Louisiana, Acadiana Style, brought to you by Melojoy, the original Cajun coffee. We're pleased to welcome Eric Guidry. He is with the Community Foundation of Lafayette. They help people direct some of their funds when they are gone to wonderful causes, and even some of their funds while they're still here. And they have a Leadership Philanthropy Awards Luncheon. Philanthropy is one of those difficult words.
Difficult words to say, that's right.
Yes. So talk a little bit about, when is the banquet luncheon, and how do you choose the people that are getting recognized?
Sure, thanks for the opportunity to showcase our event. We're holding our 5th annual Leaders in Philanthropy Awards Luncheon at the Cajun Home Convention Center on November 3rd. This year we're going to be recognizing 8 individuals or families, one from each of our primary service area parishes. And this year 2 corporations, businesses from Acadiana as well.
So how's the selection process work on this?
We open the awards, the nominations, to the general public. And every year, we just, as you can imagine, Acadiana being as giving as they are, we get a wealth of people bringing in their nominations. We have a committee made up primarily of our former board members that get together and select the standouts each year.
Okay, so I'm sure you've notified them since they're coming to the luncheon. Why don't you go ahead and tell us who you're honoring, and
sure.
We'll put their
Love
names
to.
up. Okay.
Sure, from Acadia Parish, Joe and Charlotte Freeland. From Evangeline Parish, Kermit and Sheila Miller. From Iberia Parish, Johnny and Kathy Indes. From Lafayette Parish, Paul Hilliard. From St. Landry Parish, Pat and Alice Morrow. From St. Martin Parish, David Buck. From St. Mary Parish, Sylvia and Fulton C. Butch Felterman Jr. From Vermilion Parish, Paul Patu and Patrick Patu. And our corporate Acadiana Business Awards will go to Van Eaton and Romero, Ladder and Blum Company, and Cabot Corporation. All
right, so kind of walk us through, I'm sure you have a speaker and a luncheon. Talk us how the event goes.
We do. The primary focus of the event is really to recognize the philanthropists of the year, to thank them formally for what they do for their communities. We also bring in a keynote speaker. This year will be Jim Parker, former CEO of Southwest Airlines. Interesting story with Jim, he was leading the company during 9/11, the tragedy of 9/11, and the years that followed. And so he took the company through a very difficult time, centered all around just treating people with kindness. And that we feel that fits very nicely with what we do with the awards luncheon.
We are in, with Cox, we're in 18 parishes, and we go all around, and people in Acadiana are just plain nice. They're just the most giving and loving people. It's really different when you go around the state. Right. It's a wonderful place. A little bit more about what your organization does.
Sure.
Some of the things that you do.
Our core purpose is to connect all generous people to the causes they care about. So we're privileged to kind of sit in the middle of donors and the nonprofit organizations that exist. We'll be celebrating 15 years this year in existence, which is fairly young as community foundations go. But surprisingly, we have accumulated $160 million in gifts and generosity from Acadiana, of which we've granted out $80 million over that same time period.
That is awesome. Give us your contact info if people want to learn more about what you do.
Sure, they could reach us at cfacadiana.org. or they can contact us at 337-769-4840.
Okay, well, good luck for the event, and congratulations on honoring those who've helped, so many folks.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the opportunity.
See you soon. We're going to take a look at one of our sponsors that keeps us going. It is Melojoy, the original Cajun coffee. Take a look.
We think Melojoy coffee is pure joy. We love to drink it every day, all day long, and we think that most people in Acadiana do as well. So it's just a little play on our French heritage. The pure joie is something we look forward to each and every day as we get up and get moving. Being founded right here in Lafayette, Louisiana back in the 30s speaks to a lot of tradition that we have here in this part of the world. And it's exciting to be here and be part of the food culture that we have here. I've gotten to participate in the last couple of years in food discussions put on by the Chamber of Commerce and a lot of different things, talking about how popular Louisiana foods are, and especially Cajun food. So we like to think that we add a little bit of spice to those discussions as well. Coffee is the most consumed beverage on the planet other than water. We've got a large market out there that we can penetrate, and people do drink it now just about all day long. They start in the morning with it, and They drink it through midday through lunch, and then maybe some decaf at dinner time. And that's the fun part about it, is we like to experiment with a lot of different types of roasts. And we're into new packaging nowadays with single-serve cups, so that you can just make that 1 cup of coffee at night if you'd like, or you can still buy the traditional bag and make it throughout the day, a pot at a time. We buy on certain graded beans only. First off, all of our coffees are made from 100% Arabica beans. That's what we choose to make our coffees with. We like to use Brazilians. It's a stronger bean than a Colombian, we think, and it makes our coffee unique. We want to be different. We don't want to taste just like somebody else. And we only buy the very high grades, the extra hard beans, so that we get a very full-bodied flavor out of our coffees. We buy the top 1% in the world. So we're not a inexpensive coffee. We would be classified as a gourmet coffee on the shelf. If you go to the grocery stores and look, we are in the gourmet section a lot of times. And we take a lot of care in picking those beans out. We test every bag that comes in. We sample every bag that comes in. We roast them in small batches, and we cup them right here in the facility every time before a new run goes out to the supermarkets or to offices. All of our packaging, whether it's the small frac packs that go into the restaurants and offices or the 12-ounce bags that go on the shelf, all have a one-way valve in them to allow gases to escape but doesn't allow air in. So the packaging stays fresh on the shelf for up to a year without any noticeable change at all in the coffee. We've been asked by a few people to develop a line of coffees for them. The first people that approached us were the Duck Commander folks, the Robertson family of the Duck Dynasty TV show fame and the Duck Commander Duck Call products. They wanted to venture into the food world because their mantra is faith, family, and food. And so they contacted us to do coffee for them. So we came up with a few different roasts for them. Some really neat packaging. Obviously got some camo on there. You got to have camo if you're going to do something with those guys. We did a line of single-serve cups in hot chocolate for Uncle Si. He's kind of the crazy uncle in the TV show, and kids love him. He's probably the #1 celebrity in the family for the kids. And so we did a hot chocolate in the single-serve cups for him, so it's really neat. And we've got a couple of coffees out in 12-ounce bags, and we also did them in single-serve cups that you can find in the grocery stores throughout Louisiana, Texas, Arkansas, all the way up into Oklahoma, Missouri, over into Mississippi and Alabama as well. So anybody out there that drinks, if their company drinks a lot of coffee, or if they have an idea to sell a lot of coffee somewhere, I mean, we would love to do a private label for them. That's what we're basically doing for the university. We're working with a few other universities as well to develop private labels for them. It's a great source of income for the universities, but there's a couple of corporations that have also contacted us recently about doing private labels for them, where we put their company logo on the coffee that's served every day in their locations. If you want any information on any of our products, you can go to www.melojoy.com, or you can give us a call at 337-264-7195. Whoever answers the phone, we'll be glad to take care of you, answer any questions you may have.
We're going to take a quick time out. When we come back, Rodney Reese is going to tell us about the Purple Tie Affair for the Sarcoidosis Awareness Foundation of Louisiana. Stay with us.